Welcome, folks, to the Bedlam and Discord Radio Hour here on the Dad Network. That's right, we are here giving you all sorts of fun today. Sorry, I saw that we should just make it an old-timey radio play and just figured that was the voice to do. What will happen today on Odd Jobs? As you can see, I'm not where I usually am. Hi, I'm your Dungeon Master, Nathan Andrasek, and apparently today I've got a spinnier chair than normal, which is going to be dangerous. All this fun I can have. My apologies. I had some work done at my apartment today, not here, on the at the apartment. That's where the work was done, and there were fumes. There were fumes that I've already sat in for probably too long. We got me over here to the castle, and we're gonna have some fun today, playing some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition with the Odd Jobs crew. Let's get them in here because, oddly enough, they might be the most sane out of everyone at this point. Usually, I feel like I'm coming in, I'm the same one. Today, I think y'all are the same ones because I am all over the place. How we doing, folks? Just grooving. I can't hear Wendy. Is that just me?
No, I was muted, but I said I wish I had a spinny chair just like you.
I
can't actually sing because like this would. Oh no! Well.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how Scott Denuzo. Things can't hurt your brain. Thank you. Thank you.
It's true.
Yes, it's Lucas Martinez. I've been talking to a camera for a while now. It's only just now that everything's popped up. It's a good day. This is the penultimate episode of this season of Bedlam and Discord Odd Jobs, and I think we're gonna have some fun. We're just gonna work to have some fun because we can have some fun. And man, I inhaled more than I thought I did. I think today.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Should we send someone?
No, look, Lauren just got here downstairs. So if she hears me fall out of
she'll take
chair,
over as Dungeon Master.
She will DM.
She'll take over. She'll get the notes up, and she will DM, as I know Real POTUS was wanting her to do. I think I also maybe just spun too many times in the chair, and like now I'm a little dizzy. But look, we're good to go. I haven't even introduced the players yet. See, this is how off kilter I already am today. We've got a whole slew of folks, including Lamar, who's just been staring at the camera this entire time. Let's check in with Lamar.
He's blinked like 3 times only.
Yeah.
Kind of incredible.
I'm Lamar. I'm playing Tano. He's a Lexodont cleric.
Thank you, Lamar. Thank you for that input. Let's keep it moving right along. Let's go counterclockwise. Let's go over to Jessica 1.
Hi, I'm Jessica Kinney. I am playing Haste Jane Clarebricks, winner of the Little Miss Halfling contest, sorcerer, and in a quite a pickle romantically.
Hasty Jane is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got above you.
Oh, it's gonna be an episode.
Guys, I'm sorry. Yeah. There were more fumes than I thought during my 3-hour shift that I had to work from home.
Oh boy, we're losing him.
Hi
guys, I'm Wendy Lee Zaney. I play Glita, the Dwarven barbarian who loves glitter and love inserting herself in these scenarios where she's instigating romance stories, trying to bring people together, or maybe pushing them apart. I'm not sure. Her intent is good. She also thinks that, because she can see her reflection, she's not a werewolf. So there's that. There's that.
Is logical?
Logical for Glita.
Completely fair.
Yeah. Jared's here too. Hi, Jared. How are you?
Let me see if I got this right. I'm Jared. Play Nick. But is that how we do it?
That's exactly it.
Apparently, that's how the left side of the screen does it today.
Left side, best side.
Right side decided to wear glasses.
Right side's wearing glasses. Left side toned it down for a bit. DM has a spinny chair.
Oh, you're so high.
Is this what this feels like?
No.
The content we all wanted. All right. I think they came here for a story. I think they came here for a story. It's the penultimate episode. Real notice, y'all. Nathan is done for. Guys, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Oh god,
Where are you?
this is so funny. I can't. Nate, I think they're here for the spinny chair. They're not here for the story. The chair is the story.
I gotta start spinning in the other direction though to recalibrate myself.
And you went the same direction. Very good.
No, I've been going this way. Oh, see, you threw me off again.
This is definitely.
That's all right.
We've done this entire season faffing about at a house. This is the best episode. This is the greatest.
Who knows what'll happen next week? Maybe
2 spinny chairs.
maybe they prepare other things. 2 spinny chairs.
All spins all the
Ooh.
time.
So many spins. Okay, I will say, if we put too many spins for donations in the chat, like, I'm for it, but also, I may die. Let's just be careful.
Nate's gonna throw up like halfway through.
Yeah. Jared also probably has Lauren's contact info, so he can always text her and just be like, "Hey, just go smack Nathan."
Yeah. That's Lucas wants me to put a thing where she could poke you with a stick or something. I mean, I think that's just a good rule.
That's funny.
Yeah.
1,000 bits. Poke Nathan with a stick.
1,000 bits.
Okay.
I mean, make it happen downstairs. Be like, hey babe, let's talk about some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I did. Here's the good thing. Yesterday, when there weren't tunes, I wrote an intro, so it will be coherent. The rest of this.
What tone do you want in the background music? What do you want me to vibe for you?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's go with like at least to start. Let's go with a calmer tone. Go with calmer. Maybe that'll affect me, and I'll calm down.
Calm. All right, I got something called calm energy. Calm energy, but
Let's get some calm energy in here.
I'm betting it's synthwave. Just guessing. But we'll see.
What if you just had some do you have like a Dolly Parton sad song knockoff? Oh yeah, this is totally space.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. I don't think that fits our theme. Yeah.
Got the vibe.
I'm gonna push this button here. It says Wild West music. I don't know what it is.
Great. Let's see what happens. We can work with this.
It's either this or like slow and creepy. Those are the.
Yeah, no, let's not go slow and creepy. I can't center up. Where's my set? Can we take me to one shot, please? There it goes. All right. Here we go. Now that I got the music, we're all set. Breath. North of peaks along the coastway sits the small city of Mayron. An older man on horseback rides up to a small church nestled in the center of town. Doors fly open, and a woman runs forth, tears of joy streaking down her face. The man steps from his horse and his wife. I told you I'd be back in the morning, and I brought with me a new roof, too. The old man pulls forth a heavy coin purse and smiles. The woman pauses, looking at the coin purse and then back into his eyes. "The old fool. I'd have suffered 1,000 drafty nights to have you back home safe." With that, he pulls him close, and the two share an embrace in the morning sun. Minutes down the road, a small ranch bustles with work. The past 2 days have been a haze of activity with guests both wanted and unwanted. The carcass of a boule hangs from a rope outside the barn, a half-orc removing its tough hide. It will sell well in town, and he may even get a token made from its for his hard work, and for staying on after recently being healed from a curse. Meanwhile, an elf separates the sheep into 2 pens, one for those with glitter, and one for those without. A small gnome woman sweeps the stoop of remaining debris, and looks up in time to see an elk and a pony bounding over a hill towards the ranch. As the 2 creatures get to the pen, the elk transforms in stride into a well-dressed halfling. All right, gents, you're doing good work, and I expect you to keep it up. I need this flock sheared and sold as fast as can be, within reason, of course. And I hope y'all don't mind getting a raise in pay, as your bravery and commitment more than deserves it. With that, he hugs the gnome and bounds upstairs to his office, whistling all the way. On the coast way, a few hours into the mountains, a small caravan trots along. They're headed for home, a place they've been gone from for well over a week. They're returning stronger, richer, and ready to rest. Well, folks, there you are. You've started on your way into the mountains, and you've reached the point where before 2 roads had come into one. Now they've forked. You know that to the right is the shorter trail, and to the left, that longer trail that you originally traversed. We do.
When we came over, we took the dangerous shorter one, right? That was
No, we took the longer one.
Oh, we took the longer one with the intent of taking the shorter back initially.
Yes. I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel like going over that bridge again. And honestly, I don't know if it's even still there.
Well, we already had trolls and some weird guy and some wolves and a storm and a boule and sheep running away, and I think there were orcs maybe. What could possibly be on the short dangerous road? Say we make for the city fast. Get on the next job.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
I think it's gonna be good to finally sleep in our own beds.
Yeah.
Did Hasty just go, all right? How dare you? How dare you? Tano gives Hasty a dirty look. The shame from the scorn pierces your heart.
Do we have a guide that's helping us go home?
No.
Or is just the 4 of us?
Henry Lou led you back to pretty much the base of the mountains, close to where, just a little bit further in towards the mountains than he had originally kind of picked you all up.
It's upbeat travel music compilation.
You know? I can vibe to this.
Come on, Tranquility.
Like
Let's ride. Oh. Does Tano have the wagon?
Her.
Yes.
Yes.
With his trusty
Tano
horse.
has his part.
Horse.
Well, yeah, let's take, The short, dangerous road. Live a little.
Nothing can be more dangerous than what we just experienced with those wolves.
True. Nothing could be. Nothing.
Hey, CJ,
Yo.
do you feel a little bit better after having a little talk with Henry?
Much better, actually. Things are pretty good.
Are you going to keep in touch? Is he gonna come visit?
He said he would. I guess, just have to see. Did you hear any more about...
Not really, but I plan to observe them as we take this trip back home. Maybe now we're away from, such a public place like the inn with no one else around. Maybe they can feel more comfortable being around each other. And as Glita will kind of like steal like a look over in their direction, I assume that Ik is leading the pack.
Yeah, I think it was Ik, you two, and then Tano took the rear.
Because your horses need to be.
Oh wait, so are we separating you guys?
Well, I have Tano has a big ass cart.
Oh.
Well, he generally brings up the rear.
And last time we got real drunk.
Yes. Okay, she'll kind of do like a back and forth glance, and realizing that there's really not much to observe. So she'll just continue to gallop on Her Majesty. Your Majesty.
Your horses' names.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
All of you fired. Your Majesty.
Oh.
How dare I forget about Your Majesty?
Your Majesty. She's beautiful and glittery, naturally. Got braids. I've been braiding her mane.
It'll be hard to get that glitter out of that mane. That can't be good for the horse.
So you all are riding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lamar's like, anyway, we move forward. We continue this. And you do. So as you continue riding, discussing different things, stopping every now and then, but relatively trying to keep a quick clip going, as all you want is to be back home. You eventually come to more of a sheer cliffside. The ponies are able to ride next to each other still, without issue, and they are very sure-footed. It's a little bit slower, not all that much, but you're not going to be galloping through here at any time, especially with a cart. And we ain't, we're not going to be Tokyo drifting in the cart. We've already learned that we pretty much can't. So we're going along, and Ik, Glita, and Hasty Jane, why don't you make me some perception checks?
Ooh, perception.
17.
Ooh, 15 for Glita.
11, because I'm so good.
Okay. Hasty Jane, what was yours?
17.
17. All right. Hasty Jane, Glita, you see something, but it's more of a blur. Ick, at the moment, you're looking down to your right at the cliff's edge, which has a significant drop. And you're busy moving Serenity back over to the left a little bit, hugging the wall. You've really got about maybe 15 feet maximum width of this ledge, just to paint a picture for you. On your left-hand side is a sheer rock face that angles up and away from you a little bit as it goes further up. To the right, another sheer rock face with spots, ledges down below, but otherwise a pretty far fall. Something you would not want to go over the edge. Now, Tano, I didn't have you roll because I know your passive perception is like 48. So I was just going to tell you this stuff anyway.
It's only 18.
That's why I had the less.
Thank you. It's fair.
Okay. Oh, it's 18. Okay. It's only 18 passively? Yeah. Silly me. So Tano notices this all. Up ahead, kind of right in front of Ick's horse, 3 figures rappel over the side of the cliff up above to your left and land in front of Ick and his horse. What Tano notices that the rest of you do not, I mean, Ick, once they land, you're relatively surprised, but you didn't, especially because you didn't notice it. And, oh, dare I? I dare. Because you did not notice it, Ick, and could not prepare in any way, why don't you roll an animal handling to see how you keep tranquility so tranquil?
You're just trying to kill me. That tracks. Cracked
that one?
So a 4.
Okay. I'm going to say that tranquility rears up and you fall off the back. So you're on the edge of the cliff, but you are no longer on your horse. And I'm not even giving you any falling damage. That's just, look, your pride is the thing that's most bruised right now.
Oh, I'm not
and
proud.
you're prone. Tano, the thing that you notice that the others would not was that you hear a similar sound behind the cart, and you would quickly turn your head and see that another 3 figures have rappelled behind you. Now, as this has happened, and you are now surrounded by 6 humans, a number of burly men, one skinnier on the lanky side, very wiry, as well as a female dwarf. So 5 men and a female dwarf are now surrounding you. The thinner gentleman looks at you and lifts a wide brim of his hat, his long black cloak flowing in the breeze that is up here high on the mountains. And he says, "Well now, good day everybody. Wonderful day for a ride, isn't it?"
What are you playing at? Scaring horses on a narrow edge.
Oh, I do apologize. We did not mean to bruise anything on you there. We've been out on a little bit of a search, hunting, as it were, and tap and see what we was looking. We wanted to make haste in coming y'all's way. You see, back there, and he glances at Tano. That just happens to be what we're looking for. That man. We got papers here, see, and that Loxodon of yours is of value. And while we don't want any trouble with the rest of yous, we would appreciate it if y'all would just hand him over quiet like to us, so as we can get him to the proper authorities, which won't speak to the people who's wanting him.
Well, I stand up and brush myself off, like, super nonchalant. And, well, normally I don't take to giving out, to just giving people over, but let's see them papers. We don't want to run afoul of the law here. Let me take a look here.
And he's like, and he puts his hands up. He's like, I don't want no trouble here. He's just trying to help the law. And he very slowly opens up his jacket and shows you 2 fingers, reaches into a pocket, and pulls out a piece of parchment. He unfurls it, and you see a Loxodon that looks just like Tano. In fact, eerily similar to Tano. But, Ick, why don't you roll me a perception check? Because he's a little farther away. Well, I guess he is about 10 feet away, and this is a smaller piece of paper, so I want to see how well you can make out some of the details from where you stand right now.
Well, I rolled a 10, but that also plays into my plan here. I want to like do a squint, be like, well, use it to get a little closer to it. Look back at Tano. Look back at this thing.
I'm gonna have you, just because I think I understand what you're doing. Do you think that a deception roll would apply here?
I mean, sure, if you wanted to do.
I feel like, well, I guess, tell me what you want to do, and I'll see if it needs a deception roll to make...
My intent is not as presented, for sure. So, yeah, deception.
Yeah, why don't you try and lie to me?
I lied pretty good, Nathan. I lied pretty good. It is a 21 deception.
Oh, you got him. You got him. He's like, so he extends his arm a little bit with this piece of parchment. What do you do?
When I leaving my hands down, kind of lean back so I can get Tano and the parchment picture, kind of in the same thing. Like, I mean, that might could be him. And I want to look at the parchment to see who signed it, but instead of reading parchment, I want to kind of judo roll him over to Cliff.
You want to judo roll him over the cliff?
Yeah, just grab his arm and elbow push through.
Okay, we're gonna have to. There's gonna be all kinds of rolling here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a judo roll.
I will get he's gonna have to roll too. Let's first off roll an athletics between twos of us.
All right, I'm gonna get some dice. I don't trust D&D Beyond's digital dice.
The digital dice do be temperamental like that.
All right, I've got his number.
Make sure I ain't got nothing. Sharpshooter, that doesn't apply. Persuasion, that could apply. All right, here we go.
You want to try and persuade him to go over the cliff?
Yeah, just hey, get down there.
Okay. Jump, please.
I see the other Loxodon down
the best.
there.
14 on the die. You said athletics?
Yeah.
Athletics is an 18, 1-8.
Okay. So you are able to get the jump on him. He is unable in the moment to to steady himself. So you've definitely grappled him. I think what we're gonna do is give me one more strength roll to maneuver it, because usually it's a to grapple is one thing, or I guess you know what, this could be a shove. I'll consider this a shove. And you have beaten the contest. So as you've gotten closer here, I don't know if we have the ability to get this up. I know I'm in a new spot, so we might not be able to have the map today, folks. But I know I'm tracking it. I'm tracking it here. If we do have it,
it is not cooperating with me currently.
Okay, all good, all good. So you are able to kind of step forward. You grab him, you judo throw him over the cliff. Now, the thing is, he goes over the cliff, but these gentlemen rappelled down to you. And in the last moments, while you have thrown him over the cliff, he is able to cinch up his rappelling gear and rope and is now dangling about 6 feet over the edge with his rope kind of extended across. And now we're going to have to roll for initiative.
What? Why?
Oh, boy. Can I ask how wide is where we are? Like, what's and how long is the drop?
I mean, it is 15 feet wide. The drop is... Oh. Like, real far.
Is what?
Like, it's not...
Oh, okay.
It's far.
Okay.
Yeah. Captain Uzo points out that fireball is an option in these close quarters where...
Every time I use fireball, I won't do it.
All right.
Okay. Initiative.
Really quick. Yeah, I'm rolling. I'm rolling for my gents here.
That's awful. I can't roll dice tonight. This is bad.
This app is giving you guys everything. Wow. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Just to give you an insight at home. Well, I guess let's see how it works first. Lita, what'd you get?
I got a 5.
5 for Glita. Thank you. Ace Jane?
Got a 10.
And,
all
right.
5.
Yep.
17.
Okay. And Tano?
14.
14. Okay. So, oddly enough, only one of these gents will go before AC Jane, who rolled a 10. Ick, you are first to act. You've started this ruckus. You've got a gent dangling over the side, and you've got 2 burly men in front of you. One is you'd have to step forward about 5 feet to reach. The other, you would have to step forward 10 feet.
All right. The guy I just kind of threw over, I'm still probably relatively close to that position. I use my dagger and cut his rope. Cut his line.
All right. Well, roll the hit.
Magic dagger. +1. 19.
Okay. So you cut his rope. I'm going to roll for this gentleman. Wilhelm scream. Wilhelm scream.
I got it. I just gotta find it. Hold on. It's not labeled. Yeah. It's not labeled that way though. There it is.
Oh. Oh my
So
God.
good.
Yeah. Sirenscape has all your needs.
Yep. So that happened.
Goodbye.
Ain't nobody taking
Bye.
Tano.
It's true love.
Okay. So that dude is dead.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
that's it.
there's no coming there's no coming back from that one.
Well, you can roll 15d6 if you want, but
I mean, yeah. You know what? Let's just see.
that's a lot of dice. That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, no, he's just dead. He's just gonna be dead. It's easier and it's faster. And so you have Ick. You have attacked. You have not moved or bonus actioned.
I will just, for my move, I'll just get to my feet. And get ready for the onslaught from these fuels.
Okay. You get to your feet and get ready for this onslaught. Tano.
Question, how far away is everyone from Tano?
Everyone, you've got cart extends one square behind you. It's a shorter cart, a la Gandalf, right?
Okay.
Smaller cart, picks up a square. Or rather, technically, you're in that same square with the cart, and so the horse is in front of you. Everyone else was with their ride. So they are within 10 feet of your cart.
That's what I needed to hear. Tano gently lets go of the reins. He stands up to his feet on the cart and grips this ring of animal influence in his fingers. And he says, I'm a man of peace, and I will defend peace as deeply as possible. Whether that means making sure you never breathe again, or that you piss your pants in fear of me. And cast fear. Everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw or run away.
Oh, us too?
Wait, the ring of animal handling?
You gave me a ring of animal handling, good sir.
Oh,
Right. These are people.
Yeah, I can cast fear.
What have I done?
I assume we rested before we left, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you had a long rest the night before.
It's it.
The
I don't know
fear
why the
spell
ring...
that you cast from the ring can only target beasts that have an intelligence of 3 or lower. I was gonna say.
You know what? Fair enough. I will reclaim this. And I will play a different spell. It will say all that different bullshit. And then he said, you all will kneel and cast Word of Radiance. Everyone now needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Everyone that he can see and who can hear him.
Does that include us?
Is that us too?
No.
Oh,
it?
okay.
Each creature of your choice that you can see
okay.
must make a Constitution saving throw.
We're safe.
Oh shit! It's stronger
Okay,
now.
so. Blarg. That guy didn't. That one saved. That one didn't. Is this... What's the radius? Radius? Everyone? So, like, what I'm saying is, those guys behind you.
It's all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's only 5 feet, which is dumb. So I can't even do that. That's dumb.
I mean, you could step off the cart 5 feet
I'll
towards
step
them,
off the
and
cart.
you would be...
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that. Step off the cart, move
So
close.
you move within...
5
Okay.
feet of as many
So
people
you-
as possible.
Now, if you did that, I want to paint the picture to see if you would have done this. You
Okay.
would be, like, surrounded. You would literally be surrounded. There would be 3 guys around you. You would be in a square, and then it would be bump, bump, bump.
That's fine.
Would you do that? Okay.
Yeah, Tano would
So you do that, and the two burly creatures on either side of you drop to their knees. The female dwarf standing in front of you holds her ground and just glares deep into your eyes, unshaken by what you have just tried to pull.
Tano smiles. Appreciate someone's cojones. And then cast spiritual weapon to hit her.
Okay, do it.
Both cojones.
17.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, you'll hit, but
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. She glares harder as you hit her upside the head, and a small streak of blood just starts going down the side of her cheek. But if anything, you just made her look scarier.
Tano's a very brave and stupid man. Let's rock.
All right. That's Tano's turn, if I'm correct.
Yeah. That
Meanwhile,
is all action economy.
A burly, muscled man moves up to Ick and, holding a heavy mace, attacks twice.
What if didn't?
Come again?
What if he didn't?
Hold
Just
up.
like,
Oh no, he's going to.
okay. I mean,
I just wanted to check in because like Tano can say what if he didn't, and then like actually do something to where he wouldn't somehow, some way. Exactly.
oh no, Ick's a pretty basic pumpkin spice latte kind of fella.
Yeah, but he's a pumpkin spice latte with an AC higher than 13. So, let me make sure. Okay. Yep. So, he will miss both times. As you kind of get to your feet, you duck once out of the way. He went to slam down this mace on your head as you kind of moved your long coat billowing, and you move out of the way, and he brings it back around in front of you, and you just kind of like do one of those things where you just throw your arms out, and it just kind of like whooshes right in front of your stomach. And this person is unhappy. So you know their feelings. Macy Jane?
So is there basically a way that I could cast something 5 feet? So I'm trying to be able to cast Cloud of Daggers, but without with only affecting the bad guys, the ones that are. Is there a way to do that?
So Cloud of Daggers. What's the radius on Cloud of Daggers?
The radius is 5 feet.
Okay. Let me
5 cubic feet.
5 cubic feet. So it fills 1 square essentially.
Yeah.
Oh no. 5 cubic feet.
In a cube,
Yeah, that's
5
5 by
feet
5.
on each side.
Got it.
So 5 foot
Okay,
cube.
so it fills one square.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you would be able to. There are directly ahead of you are 2 large guys. One has just started fighting Ick and is very close to Ick. Ick would be kind of in danger, but you would technically be able to not hurt Ick. There is also a person about 30 feet away from you who is currently who would currently need to move 10 feet even to get to Ick. So that person is on their own, far enough away from it.
But are they on a ledge? Like, basically what I want to do is to have to trap them where they either have to go back up the ledge or through the daggers.
This particular thug is more on the edge of the cliff, so he's got his rope headed back up towards your left, and he's more to your right. So you could put a cloud of daggers to where he'd be having a tougher time getting to Ick. Like, you could put a cloud of daggers in front of this guy. He couldn't get to Ick. You could put a cloud of daggers on this guy, and he'd have to move through it to get anywhere at all. Does that help?
Yeah, I'll just cast Cloud of Daggers on that dude. Then.
Okay. That dude now has Cloud of Daggers on him. I believe on the start of his turn, you didn't, correct?
Yes, they take 4d4 slashing damage when it enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
Okay. So on this guy's turn, he will take damage. Would you like to do anything else?
No, thank you.
All right. That being said, Kano, are these gents able to try to save on their own turn again?
So it was not command. You thought it was command. It was actually Word of Radiance. I just didn't do anything. So yes, they can do whatever they want.
So, like, now on their turn, they can do whatever they want?
Yes.
Awesome.
Come at me. I have 53
Then,
hit points in 19 armor. Let's do this.
They're going to stand up and roll advantage on every single one of these attacks, because that's how these guys work.
I may have made a mistake.
The first roll was a natural 20.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
My. Where somebody's dying.
So
It's
with
gonna
a
hurt.
mace, now I will say a little less meat to these folks on the swing, but when you roll maximum damage, it's still 14 points of bludgeoning damage on the first hit.
I may have bitten off a little more. You're fitting my trunk.
Made an
And-
elephant noise.
He did make an elephant noise. You said 19 armor class, so that
Yep.
17 won't hit, but I get advantage. Didn't hit you on the last one. So the first one hit, though. And that is super awesome. Just super awesome that I hit you for 14 with this guy.
Oh boy.
And that is that guy's turn. Now, the one on the other side of you is going to stand up and attempt to do the same thing. At advantage, the first attack will hit for a soft 20, doing 6 points of damage.
Okay. That's only 20 points of damage in 6 seconds. Not too bad.
And then, oof, 17 won't get you. But you are now surrounded by 3 baddies. And you've been hit a few times, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
From 53 to 33, in very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And appreciate it. Now, Lita, it's your turn. You're currently on Your Majesty. You have an adversary ahead of you, about 15 feet, engaged with Ick. You have other adversaries about 25 feet behind you. Just a little extra chaos.
Who's
25
listening
feet behind
to
you.
the Romani Wagon Party? What's going on?
You would have to move around the cart to get to everything happening there.
To where Tano is?
Yeah. You've heard sounds of battle behind you, and you heard Tano say something, and then nothing happened. And then you heard him make an elephant noise as he got hit.
And the what I see with the guy who was facing off against Ick, he has Hasty Jane's Cloud of Dagger.
Yes, you do see someone who literally, they were like holding a crossbow and they were getting it up to shoot, and then all of a sudden there were just daggers floating all around them, and you just see this look of fear in their face.
Okay.
And that's their life.
Is it a free action to dismount, Your Majesty?
I think I would have to use about half your movement, honestly.
Okay.
If to get up off of the ground from prone uses half, I feel like safely getting off of a horse, unless you wanted to attempt a roll to like do acrobatics, but if you roll right next to this cliff and things go wrong, you accidentally jump off.
Yeah, dice is already not behaving tonight, so I think I'm gonna stay away from that, and I'll use half my action to get off Your Majesty. And I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to move in the direction behind the wagon towards Tano, since I can't see.
Okay.
How far can I get, and what do I see?
You get 15 feet. I'll give you 15. I'm pretty sure dwarves, they move at.
It's
25
35, so I don't know how you can divide that in half. It's kind of weird.
Oh, you get 35 feet of movement? Cool. I'm gonna say 15 still, just because the squares are.
That's fair.
You see Tano surrounded by two big burly dudes and a short dwarf.
Okay, and how far away am I from them?
At the moment, you are like another 5-foot square would have put you lined up with one of them if you had the movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't pick up my javelin. I left it. I don't have that anymore.
Oh, you have a javelin. You picked that up back when.
Did I? All right. I'm going to use my action to take the javelin off my back and aim it at the closest one to me, and I'm just gonna throw it while I'm yelling,
"Okay,
you leave him alone!" Ugh.
So, I believe because they're so close, you will need to roll at disadvantage, but it's still doable.
I can do that. Okay, let's do it. Okay, hold on. Disadvantage. 19.
With disadvantage, yeah, you still hit, girl.
Okay, then I will roll damage on it. I'm just gonna do it on this. 9 points of piercing damage.
Damn.
Right. You do that. 9 points of piercing damage has been done. And they don't like it.
Do I still have a bonus action?
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and rage.
Copy that. You're now raging. Anything else?
Glitter pops off her shoulders.
Glitter pops off her shoulders as we move to the poor soul just surrounded by daggers. You hear them, ouch, 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 yeah, ah, what the, yeah. They move out of that square and up. They are now, with their rope, they are now back up against a wall. That sheer rock face that was on your left as you were riding over the trail, they are now up against that wall. Roll me that damage, Casey Jane. 44.
I just did, and that's gonna be 15.
Ow.
Hey, this dude is bleeding, but he has a crossbow in his hands, and he's gonna level it right at Casey Jane, who he sees this connection of magic, this glowing from your hands, and he's like, "That hurt! Yeah!" And as the blood drips into his eyes, he shoots wildly, and his bolt just goes flying over the cliff. Like that.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. He actually goes, "Watch your head!
Watch your face!"
It's my life.
And now, a certain dwarf looks into those eyes as this streak of blood continues down her face and taps a battle axe in two hands. And I guess he's just gonna, like, roll kind of with advantage.
It hurt.
Ooh. 19. That's all I need to do.
Ah.
Cool. And I believe because she's using two hands, that's a D10 of damage. Which will only garner 6 points in this moment. But she gets 2 attacks, so let's roll the other one. Oh! When it goes from a 19 on the die to a 3. So, she swings once with this axe and grazes your arm, slicing your robes. And when she goes to bring it up, you, in pain, recoil, and she just barely misses you. Well, not just barely. She rolled a 3. She missed poorly.
Mm-hmm.
But she missed, and that is the important thing for Tano, at least, as he's been hit a bit.
Not happy.
That takes us back to Ick. Ick, you are now one-on-one. This bruiser.
Got my little dagger out, because that's what I had in my hand.
You got your dagger.
My dagger.
What you got?
I'm right there. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna swing him. I'm gonna try and poke him with my dagger. But I also did forget that I get two dagger pokes now. I leveled up, Nathan.
Nice.
I get 2 dagger pokes. Hold on, let me read a thing here. Just make sure. I think I can do it if it's any piercing weapon. want to make sure. Where's it at? Oh my god, I got so much stuff here on my sheet. The feet? Yes. Or you make an attack. Okay, so it's a ranged one. So just gonna be two regular stabs with my dags.
Heavy stab.
The first dag is 25 to hit.
Okay.
For 6 damage. Second dag is 17 to hit.
You just barely hit.
That one is for 7 damage.
All right, 7 damage. You poke this guy a couple times, right in between the flaps of the leather armor that he's wearing, and you see blood start pooling out from his wounds. You've definitely done some damage just with a dagger. You're not even a rogue. Anything else?
I will try and move, kind of like rotate around him to put his back at the cliffside edge. Like, not like position him physically, but just kind of sidestep around him.
You stay engaged with all of this. I will say this, you are now back up against the sheer wall. Your back is to the wall. He has 5 feet behind him before he would fall off the cliff. In doing so, ACJ, you've been watching a guy with a crossbow, and Ick is now in front of that guy, blocking him from your sight. It's not a clear shot, essentially.
Did I see what happened to Tano? Did I see what the dwarf did?
I'm going to say you've had your focus ahead of you this whole time. Just because you haven't vocalized, I look behind for that.
Okay.
It is going to be Tano up next, though. I just wanted to make sure, Hasty Jane, that you knew what you were seeing.
Okay.
Tano, it is your turn.
Tano's gonna look at the lady in front of him and goes, without war there is no peace. Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, it's good. I don't know if it's good enough. Is a 16 going to do it?
I hit on 16.
Wait.
It is 16, so I don't know how that works.
I think if I get a 16, it's the same as armor class. So I'm trying to save. So if I get to 16, I have saved. I believe because... Okay. Right? Chat.
It's going to be your goal. You have to... My number is 16.
I think a 16 would save. I think that's the same with an attack. If you tie their armor, then they have... Yes, okay. Penguin Witch Doctor confirms. So they have saved just barely. You see their eyes their pupils get a little bit smaller with a little hint of fear at the edge, but then this resilience, and she just, "Get out of my head!" roars back at you.
Alright.
She ain't.
Donald just quickly slaps his chest and casts Shield of Faith. Give him another +2 to AC for a little bit.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
So you're at 21 now?
Yep.
Great. Awesome. So cool. Loving this. Great.
Reaction. Donald's gonna go, y'all wanna hit these people? That'll make me very, very happy.
Alright, you say that. And we move to the thug currently fighting against Ick. who is gone. Who's just gone. I'm sure Jared's somewhere in the verse. So I'll just keep going as this thug works to hit Ick. That won't do it. Ick's too quick as the mace comes down at him. He winces in pain. This dark blood again seeping out from his wounds, and the mace smacks into the stone behind Ick's head as he dodges just in time, and a little bit of rubble like splatters against him, but no damage is done. That'll be that dude's turn. Hey, see, Jane.
Yeah, I want since it looks like Ick's got that relatively under control, I want to look around and see what else is happening.
Great. You look behind you and you see Tano, currently surrounded. You see the tops of two guys' heads, but you see that Tano is clearly facing away from you, and you've heard a lower female voice, but you don't necessarily see that female.
All right, I wanna cast Ice Knife in the direction or where I think she would be.
Ice Knife, baby.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming in my soul.
If you want to cast it towards the female voice, you would cast it through Tano. But there is a big burly gent just next to Tano that you've got a clear shot
on. Is he within 5 feet of Tano?
Yep. I was planning on bringing that up after the spell.
What about my pew pew rings?
You do have those.
It's Martina.
Shoot him. Shoot him in the face.
Right. I'll get my pew pew ring this round on that one.
Show your face.
All right.
Poo poo ring.
Pew, so you spin around and go pew pew pew. Yep. And you shoot off 3 darts of magic missile at this guy. Why don't you roll 3 magic missiles? 1d4 plus 1.
3 plus 1. Okay.
Remember, these missiles, I believe, look like spinning stars through the air as they fly and go boom, boom, boom.
7.
Total of 7?
Yeah. It was not good.
Oh.
You have done damage. As these stars slam into the shoulder and side of this burly man and then explode with a magical burst. Is that all you plan on doing? You got your pew-pews?
I got my pew-pews. I think that's all I'm going to do right now, and I'll move a little bit closer towards the Tano action.
All right, you turn your pony around, and you go a little bit closer, having to skirt around the cart and horse, Tano's mount. Meanwhile, that gentleman you just shot is unhappy and will attack Tano. The first attack at advantage will hit.
21? Damn.
Huh?
Remember, I'm 21.
Yes, I rolled a 19 on the dice.
Okay, that'll do it.
Ooh.
So you will take 7 points of damage.
Yikes.
But then...
Oh my gosh.
Well, no, it was at advantage, so that Natural 1 doesn't count because it was at advantage. And then opposite him, almost like in flanking. Oh, the 15 on the dice would normally hit, but your magic means, well, I just threw that dice way over there. Okay, nice. The other, let's see. Nope.
Why would you do that, Nathan?
Look, usually things are different. So the first will not hit.
Yeah, natural 20 again.
No.
This first swing misses, but he comes straight back around and just up the side of your head with a natural 20. Oh, but no, we're just gonna have a total of only 9 damage on the natural 20.
Tano's weak on his feet, guys. Y'all want to stop hitting things. Y'all want to stop hitting things from a distance. I don't know. Hit these people directly in the face.
See how we look. We're doing pretty good here. Let's get over to Glita. Glita, you are 5 feet away from this thug. Long hair, scars on his face, leather armor, but like shirtless underneath. But it looks like menacing.
Okay.
Because some people wouldn't look menacing on. Me, that would not look menacing on. But this guy, menacing.
Yeah. All right. Is the javelin stuck in him? Where's the javelin?
Yeah, the javelin is... it's like one of those things where it's stuck in, and then it's like loosely hanging there.
Okay. All right. I will go ahead and draw my... as I move up towards him, within 5 feet, use my great sword and just scream at him as I attack.
Okay. As you attack, roll a hit.
20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Okay.
Roll that damage.
That is 8 points of slashing damage.
Right, you are able to hit and cut into him right up near that collarbone.
Ugh. And then I am, because I'm now level 5, she's feeling a little stronger, a little more bold. She's going to attack again. And this time she'll yell something about needing to get to a wedding. I need to plan a wedding! Ooh. 17 plus 7 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. And rolling my damage. 14 points of slashing damage. The wedding!
I'm just gonna say, like, you do that, and you cut off his non-dominant hand, and he is just bleeding, and blood has just sprayed onto Tano, sprayed on you. He's still up.
Is there a little bit on my face?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna look at it intimidatingly and be like, and I'll like rub it, kind of like brave glitter and blood.
Okay. Glitter and blood. Glitter and blood. Okay. That's your turn. The gent that had been firing a crossbow drops it and pulls. Hey, a battle map!
Yay!
There we go.
I'm gonna took 4 virtual cameras to get.
There you go. The selected, the orange one right there, moves up to it, dropping the crossbow that was in its hands and drawing a short blade and will, now that there are two of them near you, roll an advantage. I've got an 18 on the dice, which will be the high. So this one will hit. And with this short sword, do 5 damage to Ick. That was on the first swing. On the second swing, another 18 on the dice, being the high, will hit again. And cut just as deep. No deeper. Just as deep. For another 5 damage. These gents pretty much have you into the wall now. As we go back to our angry dwarven woman. The angry dwarven woman takes her battle axe and attacks Tano. The first hit will miss, as does the second hit. She's thrown off as the hand that was just cut off. Like, she's been swinging two-handed, and the hand kind of like landed in between her arms. So she's swinging, and like this hand like hits her in the face, and then like hits her in the face again, and she's stop it! Like throws the hand to the ground and like looks up at you. Very unhappy. He was not able to hit you. Ick. We're back to you.
Okay. I feel like this is a total different fight over here on the left side. I don't know why. I'm getting the vibe that, you know.
I just want to point out too that now, do you see this little outcropping of rock that Hasty Jane rode around?
Uh-huh.
You see like how that kind of impedes the ability to even see you?
Yeah. It's a good thing I leveled up and got some hit points. But also, thank you for the resubs. What would Scooby-Doo and Silent H, and Cameron K4 Ben, Cameron, thank you for the follow. I butchered your name. I apologize, and I wouldn't get it right, even if I had 6 tries. I'm sorry. But now,
I do want to say, really quick, as you mentioned that, I realized that in my playing with a spinny chair and coming off of sitting in fumes for 3 hours, that I forgot to mention the buffs. That work? No. Is it one? Is it? Oh, there it is. All right, so there's the buffs for everybody. Just in chat, check that out right now. You are able to affect the game. And if you gave me some buffs, I would definitely be able to throw this party over a cliff. Of course, all except Tano, who these people are after because they had a poster with his face on it. But now that I've mentioned all that, Ick, by all means.
How are these folk looking in front of me? T1 and T4.
I mean, T1. Let me check on T1. T1 went through a cloud of daggers. You watched him go through a cloud of daggers, and there are many slices on this T1. T1 been sliced. T4 been stabbed a couple times with your daggers, but has not been sliced up as much as T1.
You know what I think I want to do? I think I want to bull rush T4.
Okay.
Like I want to put my back leg up on the mountainside and just like thrust forward, grab his lapels, and try to send him down to meet his buddy who fell over the cliff earlier.
Okay. I'm gonna roll some things. Why don't you roll athletic? I will also roll. Now, I will say, yeah, why don't you roll? Let's roll and see what happens.
If it is in athletics, it is a 23, because I rolled a 19.
This guy rolled well also. You have bested him and are able to bull rush. Now, what that is going to do is a couple of things. You want to essentially push him towards the cliff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check on something here really quick in what they call the rules. Now you would be able to shove again. You would be able to shove a creature or push it away from you. If you win the contest, you either knock the creature prone or push it 5 feet away from you. So, is your goal, I will ask you this, is your goal to simply push him right there where he is still on?
Well,
or
ultimately, no,
are you grabbing on and pushing him over?
Yeah, I'd use my move to close that gap, and then my second attack to do it again, essentially.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna use your move, which technically doesn't take you out of range of this guy right here after the shove. So now, let's make another shove attempt.
Right. I'm hesitant to use the same dice. I'm gonna change it up. Oh, it's not as great. 12 plus 4 would be 16, Nathan. 1-6, sir.
That is enough. That is enough to shove 5 feet. Oh my gosh. And as you do, he goes to grab you in hopes of taking you with him. And instead, let me check one more thing. Yep. And instead misses and then goes for that rope. And it and is just unable to find it as he Wilhelms off the cliff.
It's a lot easier. Just throw him over the edge, guys.
Tano, your turn.
Okay. Man. Tano's hurt. So, Tano's first gonna cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level. Because he's not doing so hot.
On himself?
Yep. And we'll get 14 points back. Because, of course, he only gets 14 points. Up.
Action?
Bad. Hold on. I messed up. 14, 11, 25.
Wait,
Okay.
did you get 14 or 20?
I got 14. I healed for 14, so my total should be 25.
Okay, and you're at 25. Gotcha.
Yes. And then, as soon as this website is D&D Beyond, he's going to say, there's no peace without war. Give me another wisdom save of the lady.
The lady's gonna wisdom save?
Wisdom save.
With a 19 on the dice.
I hate everything. Well,
I'm glad I threw that other dice.
You know what? No, you know what? I was just gonna say something about their moms. Like they're disappointed in them. They should have went to college, but here they are. Bounty hunters.
So you say that,
Could have
and
been
she's
a
like,
dentist.
you want me to have gone to a bard's college?
Yeah, it would have been better than whatever college you currently went through. The ugly face college.
Oh my.
I'm sorry, I'm done. Yeah, it's better than whatever college
Wow.
you went to. The ugly face college. You must have graduated cum laude. Look at it. It's painful to even be here. Quite frankly, I'm taking emotional damage having to deal with it. I fixed your face by slamming that one hammer that's just floating behind you this entire time. You should be thanking me, quite frankly.
Oh boy.
Alright, so that's your turn. Like, nothing else you can do. Hey, CJ.
Somehow spiritual weapon's not a concentration spell. It's amazing.
Oh, wait, are you hitting that?
I can't because it's a bonus action.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Jane.
So did I hit T2 or T5 last time?
T5.
Okay, I'm gonna go for T5 again.
All right.
I think how many finger gun uses do I get? 5 per?
Is it
3?
Is it 3 per day? Let me see if I can find that in my document.
Yeah, I thought I had it in my notes, but I can't find them. Well, if it's more than once, then I'll just use those again towards old T5.
Okay. Got it. So roll that dice.
Yeah,
Roll those 3d4.
You also have a wand of solutions.
Want her to aim that near you?
What else is gonna
She
do?
can use it now.
I mean,
She
you remember what
can't use
happened
wand of
last time.
solutions.
You do remember what happened last time.
Oh my gosh.
13 points of damage.
13 points of damage as 3 more larger this time, more accurate, hit right in the back. There you go. There's the ring of finger guns is right in the chat.
Thank you, Lucas.
Blood streaks and scorches. There are scorches on his back as a very disgruntled T5 will glare at you and work to finish off, to at least knock unconscious the very quarry that they are there the best. Oh man, 14 on the dice isn't good enough, but an 18 on the dice is good enough to hit Tano. Tano's gonna get another hit
what?
from.
Oh yeah, on the dice. God.
Yeah, 18 on the dice. For another 6 damage on Tano.
Oh my
taking
gosh.
quite a
Oh my gosh.
here. That's just the first hit. That's just the first swing, folks. On the second swing, oh, just barely a miss. As the mace will fly over Tano's head as he doubles over, having been hit in the gut. Next up, a one-armed quarry, thanks to Glita, will try to backhand Glita with a hit. 18 will hit you, won't it, Glita?
Yes. Come on, D&D Beyond. Yes.
You will take 4 damage on the first swing.
Is that halved?
And oh yes, you're right. So that would be halved. So that's only 2 damage.
Okay.
But then you are hit one more time for another 1 damage. So you've taken 3 damage.
Okay.
So you hit the barbarian for 3, but the peace cleric it's been like 200 hit points so far.
Yep.
I would take it 3 over 15.
Well, the halving helps. Glita, actions on you.
He literally backhanded me like with his hand, with his one single hand.
With his one single hand that you just took his other hand. He's a little upset with you.
Okay. I will go ahead and use my action. Because I thought about doing something else, but I need to make sure Tano doesn't die first. I'll go ahead and swing my great sword at his other arm. I'm gonna try to deliver the same kind of blow to him as I did his other hand. I don't think that's gonna hit. That's a 12.
12 will not hit, but you've got 2 attacks.
I'll do it again. Okay, 18 on the die plus 7.
That'll hit.
That would do it.
Roll the damage.
Okie dokie. 15 points of slashing damage. Ugh.
That will be enough. You go and you swipe for that hand. You cut off the hand and then you continue along the throat as this body stumbles backwards off the cliff's edge. Just but no Wilhelm because you cut the throat.
Yeah. Can I?
Next.
Oh, my sword.
Yeah.
My sword is a two-handed sword, isn't she? She's two-handed. Yep. Dang it. Are both arms still sitting on the cliffside?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action use my foot to scoot them so they don't fall off the cliff.
I will allow it. You may scoot the hands.
And then with my movement, can I step up to T5? No, that's too close to the cliffside. It's too close to the cliffside. Here. Yeah.
There? All right.
That one. Yeah.
You are now next to T5.
And I glare at
move
him
on.
with my glitter and blood. Urgh.
Beautiful. We move to the assailant that Ick has turned his back to. What Ick doesn't see is this T1. T1 will learn and throw his arm around the rope, holding him to the side in a way that he now won't just be thrown off the cliff like his 2 friends were right in front of him. What he will then do... Hey, really quick, Casey Jane. No, that's okay. What he will then do is try to stab Ick in the back, and with a 17 on the dice, he accomplishes it, but only deals 3 damage.
What's he using? What weapon?
He's got a short sword.
Alright.
And then he's going to attack again and miss on that second attack. That's his turn. And, oops. Hey there, Hasty Jane. I didn't mean to move you. Last but not least, we've got this dwarf. This dwarf, who's been glaring at Tano, levels a battle axe, and with advantage, rolls a total of 17 both times. But on the second attack, can I crit it? No. 19 on the dice will hit. And she brings down with 2 hands 8 damage worth as she rakes it across the front of your body, breaking through the magic.
You know that
shattering
14
it a little bit.
You know that 14 I gained last round? I just lost it again.
Oh my gosh.
As Tano's bleeding, and we've got... It seems they are learning a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. We've been going for a little bit. I do want to thank everyone who's been here. I know we started a little crazy. I started a little crazy. Again, for those that missed it, I was sitting in fumes today that I shouldn't have been. So, if you missed the beginning, you're going to want to go back and watch at least that. I didn't bring this up before, but today is very special for me. 10 years ago, I auditioned for Walking in Circles, an experience that has led me to this point. So, it's a fun little anniversary for me. I'm excited that I get to spend it all with you. This has been such just like an amazing 10 years of many different things, and the fact that we get to be spending it telling more stories of fantasy together is so much fun. So we're going to be gone about 10 minutes. I'm going to try and find some dinner and in that amount of time. And you can do likewise at home if you wish. Go for it. We'll be back soon. And I think I can get Tano this time, folks. I think I can do it. So you want to be here for that.
Never.
The mighty red dragon swoops in over the battlefield. The wind beating from its wings nearly knocks you over. As you stand in its mighty presence, you realize there is no hope for any of you.
Well, I'm out of spells, so I'm just a 10th level dude.
And I'm still unconscious. So if one of you could please go into my bag and get my healing potion, that'd be great.
Then I smash the lizard. Raging, charging, power attack.
Roll your worthless attack. Your pitiful attack glances off the dragon's scale, and it opens its mouth, casting you in the molten glow of its inner heat as it prepares to release its fiery breath upon you all.
Wait, I haven't gone yet.
What weapon could you possibly have to defeat the great dragon?
The greatest weapon in all the realm, forged by Norse Foundry to defeat all evil.
No, it can't be.
Take up a fight against evil with the finest weapons in the realm at NorseFoundry.com. And be sure to watch Dragons and Things every Friday night on Twitch.
We gotta get in there. Oh, do we?
How are you this fine?
Machine work?
Will it explode?
Ah!
So you're not going to hurt me?
Trust work of science? No.
And all of this is science?
Yes. Want to see? Please, come. Look at table. This latest invention works 6 months Strasberry problem called Knife Hammer. For when one stab with hammer. Also, chair 150% more nail. Trust worth weeks.
Everyone, this is Drusk.
Drusk.
he's an orc of science.
Science!
What are you doing out here, and where's the rest of your horde?
No horde. Drusk vanished.
Oh, so you're out here all alone?
Drusk not sad. More time for science! And less beating.
Ooh, that may not be entirely true. See, we're here to stop you.
Huh? Cannot stop. Nearly finished. With greatest pension ever. Revolutionize industry. Spikeinator. Add spike to anything.
Anything.
Anything. Chair, table, human.
Listen, Truss. I appreciate a good spike as much as the next guy. But it seems the witches, they have an issue with your work.
Cannot stop. Science. Too important.
We'll only ask nicely once.
Puny man. Threaten Drusk?
Wait, I need to find Exordius.
Huh? Hey! Give Drusk that! Drusk Journal private.
Don't sweat it, Drusk. I've seen that witch. She is quite the looker.
Oh, it's so pretty. Drusk one bash your knack of skull. Drag back to stronghold.
Sir Gerald's guide suggests that a key to a fair maiden's heart is through a series
I assure you that this man knows nothing about any part of any maiden.
What?
Oh, not true. Breasts.
Quigley, I am impressed with you. Angie, your rebuttal.
Why don't we help you talk to the pretty witch? Then maybe you guys can work out your issues face to face.
Maybe Drusk see breasts.
Maybe Drusk take bath and see where we go from there.
Deal. Huh.
Oh, I'm gonna go tell them that we're coming so you don't scare them, okay?
But Drusk need to scare. Otherwise expected when hit on side of head with rock.
Oh, no. See, we use our words.
That never worked.
Just wait here, okay?
Words?
You paying attention? Get over here. I'll shake hands.
Hi. Angie said you wanted to see me. Just so you know, we can totally be friends, but
I'm pretty weak.
I'm sorry. Maybe you weren't listening. I was just saying that I could really never be into somebody so green. It just wouldn't work.
For you. It's for stabbing with hammers.
Do you understand that not only are you terrorizing this entire forest, but you're keeping us up all night with this unholy racket?
Yes.
Well, stop it.
Aye.
Well, if Pretty Witch make baby with Drusk, that is to say, if Pretty Witch go on date with Drusk, Drusk maybe not have time for science.
Of course. The only man to ever ask me out to lunch is an orc.
Orc of science.
Still, I do like it when my sister's not the center of attention for once.
Drusk be good. Drusk promise.
Fine. Here, tomorrow, noon. Don't be late. I'm cooking. There's no telling what horrible things you eat. And if I so much as hear one explosion after 7, it's off. Now get lost. That was so sweet.
Yeah, whatever.
Can we just lift this curse already?
Steady, barbarian. Are you ready to face the festering darkness within? Many men have chased the shadowy roads of the soul only to come out completely changed.
I will defeat any enemy, within or without.
And I shall be within you as well. Also defeating your enemies.
All right. Greg, let's go get quickly inside, man. So wait, are we all doing this inside of the people thing? Everybody's doing it. Let's all get inside of Craig. Alex, come on. We're getting inside of people. Who do you want to be inside of? Get your knife. Chicken, bone.
Inappropriate sound is inappropriate. Don't let the action suffer from a lack of atmosphere. Let Sirenscape set the tone and bring your game to life. See? That's better. Journey to Sirenscape.com to download the app and make it the year of atmosphere at your table. And be sure to watch Dragons and Things every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific on Twitch.
Hey, everybody. I've been doing for like 10 minutes.
All the way across. All the way across.
This is the show now.
Out of frame.
Oh, no, I also ate a burrito bowl, or most of one. Thanks to my lovely wife. We have a burrito. So, yeah, I'd say a wife as amazing as Lauren, but doesn't exist because she's the best. That said, welcome back, Bedlam and Discord Odd Jobs here on the DAT Network. I am DM Nathan Andrzejczyk. I wish I had a dog. Jared, what else that we don't know about you?
I do have a dog. She's wonderful. Do you know that I have fishes and leafy boys?
If people didn't know by now that you had leafy boys, then...
Well, I got water leafy boys and then put fishes in there.
There you go. I guess let's just... on that topic, Wendy, pets?
I have not... She's not even out here right now, but I have a Navi. Little poodle mix.
There you go. Little
most adorable.
Puppy. I know Hasty Jane's got a cat. I was around already.
Yep, Jonesy Nala. She tries to make an appearance every show.
And then there's a puppy.
Oh, puppy.
And then Lamar, are you looking at getting a pet?
No, I can't take care of myself, so I don't want to put another living creature's life in my hands.
Fair enough. Thank you for that wisdom.
Do you want a plant? I can give you a cutting. I can give you a cutting of a plant.
It's a living creature. It will die.
No, I can give you something real easy. Something that will grow in a closet. I'm gonna get you a ZZ plant. It's gonna be good.
ZZ, because it's easy. Okay, so let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons and how I'm doing pretty good. Folks, today I'm doing really well at it. Look at this battle map. Now, yes, has it thrown 2 different dudes over the side of this mountain already? Yeah. Did they take 40,000 gold with them over the side? Nobody knows. And you never will.
Good thing they got the ropes.
40,000 gold?
At the moment, Tano's not looking so good. Ick has just been literally stabbed in the back. And it all started because this group just kind of rappelled down onto the path and said, "Excuse us, kind people, but that Loxodon you're traveling with is much like this one on our wanted poster sketch. May we please apprehend him?" And everyone here was like, "Why ask questions when we could murder you?" And now here we are. Ick, it's your turn. You who started all of this coming off a cliff.
Yeah, I still feel justified trying to get in the way of my family. So I threw 2 of his friends over already, and then T1 kind of did me a favor and did what I was going to do eventually and started to tie himself up. So now I just want to start bonking this dude on the head and knock him out. We're going to get some answers from this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you going to do that?
Probably... This is like my first melee fight ever as Ick. I'll probably swap to the longsword and use the flat of the blade to do non-lethal damage to him.
Okay. Well, you draw your longsword, you turn, and you try and you instinctively kind of like shift the grip 90 degrees and try and smack him upside the head with the flat of the blade. Roll to hit.
I will do it. So I'm not nearly as good with longsword. 8.
We'll miss. As you go to swing, he deftly ducks underneath the blow and kind of like strike 1 over his head.
Can I, if he decked underneath, can I like just come down with it? Like hammer fist him in the head?
With the pommel?
Yeah. I mean, it's my flavor. It's the flavor of the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll allow it. Sure.
Yeah, this one's better.
Non-lethally, right?
Yep. 19 damage. I mean, 19 to hit.
19 will hit. We're gonna treat... I think for the pommel, are you okay treating it like a light hammer? In that I believe it's like a 1d4, you know what I mean? Like...
Sure.
Cool. Just because it's not the blade, right? We're not striking with a sharpened edge. It's a rough.
Well, I got edge. Max damage with the D4 plus my strength bonus of 5.
5.
I'm not a strong man.
You come down and you hit this guy side of the head, and like there's a wide gash, blood streaming down his eyes, and you see him like blinking. He's having trouble focusing. But as you think he's about to go down and hit the ground, he kind of pulls up with his arm that he wrapped around that rope and just barely uses that to help stay on his feet. He's conscious, but just barely. With that, I believe we will move to Tano.
Okay.
Okay.
Tano is going to say, "I hate you," and cast inflict wounds at 2nd level upon the one in front of him, the small one.
That 15. Is... I have to roll a save?
Nope.
Oh, 15 to hit?
Armor class. Mm-hmm.
The 15 will just barely hit.
$23 points of damage.
Whoa.
It's 4d10. If it makes you feel better, one of the die was a 2.
You reach out your hand, which is covered in blood from the wounds that have dripped down. And as you kind of reach in and plant your hand on the side of her face as she's lining up another swing with this battle axe, you stare into her eyes as this black smoke billows around your hand. Her cheeks go gaunt, and her eyes go over as she drops dead.
Tano will just kind of turn his face towards T5. You're next. And then hit him with my spiritual weapon.
Move the weapon. Hit him. Roll to hit.
26.
Oh. Tano's back.
That's only 6 points of damage.
Spiritual weapon comes in. And this man's head finds itself between a rock wall and a spiritual weapon. And that's more than anyone can handle. Good drop. Good drop. Next up is Hasty Jane, who just watched Loxodon friend smash the skull of a human being that had paperwork that said that Tano was the bad guy. So, I want to put that out there. That's what happened. Jane, it's your turn.
All right, so nobody's left, right? Everybody's
None that you can see, because you've aligned yourself with this rock wall in such a way that you don't know that Ick's still fighting someone.
I will come off of the rock wall to see what's going down.
Like, when I get to there and you're like, oh, look! Another guy!
Just T1, right? He's the only one that's actually still fighting.
Yep. All those other gray dots are people who have fallen to their bloody death.
I'm gonna go towards Tano, actually, because it looks like Ick's got it under control as usual.
Hey, I'll stay over here, 30 feet away. It's cool.
Check on Tano and just see if I can, maybe like.
Yeah, you're able. You need to. You would need to step down off your pony just to kind of move around, because what we don't have in this area is this is where the cart is, roundabouts.
Okay.
But you're able to get off your pony and walk over and see that Tano doesn't look great. Looks like Tano got hit a bunch of times with a few maces and a battle axe. And even though magic has sealed some of those wounds, they were very soon ripped right back open.
I wish there was something I could do. I'll just use my wand of secrets.
What?
Hey?
I'm just kidding.
You're looking for trapdoors or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I would just say, "Oh my God, Tano, are you all right? Oh my God, you're bleeding. I've never seen. Are you okay? I can't. Can you heal you? I can't heal you. I want to. What?" And I just take the end of his trunk and.
Okay.
Nope. Tano will pet Hasey's head.
Great. So
He's
you all do that.
okay.
And then as Glita, who's standing there raging as she sees, once again, her cleric friend, Ashadu's head up against the wall right next to her. There's blood all over you, Glita.
Yeah. As I'm still raging, complaining about how this could have put a whole damper on the wedding. She's gonna go over to the hands that she chopped off, the arms.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna pick one up. And she's gonna go and turn to her group and say,
Mr. Tano, can I lend you a hand?
and she's gonna wave at it. Wave the hand at Mr. Tano. She's waiting for
And
like a
I'm
reaction
the
of some
bad
sort.
Yeah. Everyone's alignment changes. They're now chaotic evil.
Is there any
Right,
sort
so
of
that's
like
Glita's trouble.
haha from her friends?
Yeah, let's check in. Tano, Hasty Jane, do you laugh as your friend picks up one of these hands from over here and just starts waving it around?
I say, "That's what happens when somebody tries to hurt one of our friends, huh?
Yeah.
Bestie." And then I try to high five her with the hand.
I'm gonna high five her with the hand.
Anna will not react to any of that.
Will not.
Will not.
Aww.
Will not.
He was gonna.
Come on, this was funny. I was thinking about this the whole time since the first time I chopped off his arm.
She's gonna pout and go back in the other direction.
Okay. And as you pout, I call out the amazing that we've talked about from Scald's Tale. $20, giving an extra D6 to all of the players, not the DM.
Yeah!
Thank you.
Damn.
Got an extra D6 banked away for when you need it. Must feel great. We move on to the last remaining person able to see them over here. He sees I think this cloud of daggers is gone, but he remembers it. There's like shadows of it in his mind. He also see do I see buffs incoming?
Yeah. Not for you though. Skull's Tails gave a negative roll to the yeah.
What just happened?
Remind me. Do I get to say, hey, you guys, use this negative?
I mean, that's how it's written. That's how it's written. So.
Okay, so I get to say, hey, take less.
Yeah. According to that.
To you.
Well, not
Okay.
me, but
Okay.
Tano or yeah. Not it.
Yeah.
I feel targeted.
Okay. Everything's fine. Okay. Cool. If that's the case, then this thug
20
is
more
going to
baddies
try
leap out of the tree.
Oh yeah, the second round of bigger, stronger guys descends. These are what they call the pawns, people. Allow me to throw out the real players. Man, I wish I'd thought of that sooner. We're gonna have a little contest, Ick, to see if you're gonna get pushed towards the edge.
Isn't he tied to a rope? That's fine.
Hold him dice.
It's a save or a check?
Athletics. Or are we? Yeah, that's how we've been doing it. We've been rolling athletics.
17. Nope. 16.
Oh, wait. You lose. I rolled a 17. So you are pushed 5 feet back. Ick.
All right.
He will use his movement and his multi-attack. Much like you have.
For flavor, can this be happening at the exact same time Gleed is telling horrible jokes?
Yeah. And if what could happen, happens, it's going to happen at the exact same high five.
I have a plan.
You have a plan? Okay. Roll! Would you roll?
Oh my gosh, no. Do not kill Egg.
Oh, I forgot to roll. I got to roll.
Get that nat 20. Get that nat 20.
Plus D6.
Well,
plus D6.
I got a 17 on the die by Nathan's face.
Minus a D6.
Mm.
I have a minus a D6.
You do, but I have a plus D6.
Hey, so here's how we go. Pick which one you... Okay, what are you at right now?
Rollies?
I'm going to take what I got on the die. So if you want me to subtract a D6, I'll do it. I'm at a 17 on the die. Athletics brings me to 21.
It brings you to a 21?
Yeah.
Roll that D6, please.
All right. You want me to roll it, or you want to roll it? I'll do it. I'll do it in chat.
I think I get to roll it, right?
Yeah.
Because it was my gift.
If you want to do it in chat, so that
Do it in chat.
Yeah.
Is the dice chat okay?
Roll
exclamation point D6.
Exclamation point D6. All right, folks.
I'm afraid to look. Oh my god.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that brings me back down to an 18.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is what I got on the dice.
All right. That's an 18. Yeah.
You need to use that D6, Jared.
No, I gotta play. I gotta play here.
I got a +2.
Okay.
So you have been pushed. Now,
all right.
I will paint the picture. There are ropes around.
Yep. That's my play. My play. I know my initiative isn't for a while yet, but my play would be to use my agility to try and Snake Eyes from the G.I. Joe movie, and loop my hand around, because he's pushing, right? He's pushing. Yeah. My thought would be to
your turn is next.
Wrist.
So let's continue this. Your turn is next. So you've been pushed to where on your turn you're about to go over the edge. What do you do?
So I want to grab the and loop my hand into his rope and use the momentum to go backwards, at the same time cut the rope from under my hand where he's tied, and then just use his momentum and push him past.
I'll allow it. We gotta make some rolls though.
Oh my god,
storytelling. Let's see if you guys agree.
I can't watch.
Okay. First roll is 16 on the die, +4 for athletics or acrobatics, whatever, same thing. 20.
I threw another dice. Oh, you got lucky, because that's been a good dice for me, and I'm not getting up for it. Oh, man. Oh! Okay. So, I will say this. You have wrapped your arm around. I'll even give you... Okay, I'll say this. Because you've got multiple attacks, you have been pushed. You are falling backwards. You are able to wrap your arm around his rope above his point. He was not able to roll to keep you from doing that. Now, you do still have to attack the rope, which is relatively easy. You've got another attack.
Okay.
So you can attack the rope.
Yeah, the caveat here is that the weapon I have out is my short sword. Or yeah, it's my long sword, which I am not nearly as good with. So I'm gonna see what this is on the die, and then I'm gonna see if I need that D6. Oh no. Well, I've cragged the roll.
Oh no.
So I've two'd it. I'm gonna roll D6. Yeah, I two'd. So that gives me. I don't even know if I should bother. So I'm at a 6 right now. So highest I could get would be a 12. I feel like I'm gonna save the D6 in case I need like a reflex save or something in the future.
Okay. Because I will say right now, you are dangling, and I'm going to say, like, you're dangling off the edge. Like, you wrapped your hand around, but your legs are kind of, you know that brace position where you're dangling, your feet are off, your back is over the edge of the cliff. That's what's happening. Oh my gosh. I almost killed Jared.
How far down is it? Because I can get that gold, right? If I go down there. I land on them.
If you land on them, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Look, Tano.
Now's your chance to get
I'm
the
going to say,
bleeding.
Tano, Tano, with your perception, you can see everything that's happening.
Yep. So as Tano sees Glita and Hasty Jane high-five with the severed hand, him bleeding and holding his wounds together, he will not react to that and simply turn around and cast Guiding Bolt at the one attacking it. Second level.
Oh, now I really wish I had a minus D6.
And that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yup. So you hit it. Where on?
And then I'm going to add a D6 to this 5d6 roll.
Wait a second, that's not how that works. You can add
Any
a D6
roll.
to a D20. You can't add a D6
roll. Any roll.
Wait a second, what? Where's that buff? Where's those buffs? We worded this horribly.
Make sure. It says any roll. Let me know.
Come on, Nathan. Spin in anger off screen. Spin.
It's going to take 22 points of damage.
The best episode. Somebody flip that, please. Discord. Oh my god!
Jump to the staircase.
Oh, look, the DM spins out of control.
Ah, God, I love this game.
How much damage did you roll?
22.
This dazed man who almost pushed the leader of this party over the edge falls limp. His entire momentum had carried him towards Ick, and his corpse falls towards Ick, dangling, helpless self. Ick, you are dangling, holding on, and a corpse is just kind of like lumped onto you. and I'm gonna say we gotta keep going in turn order. Hasty Jane, it's your turn.
I would turn around after high-fiving the severed hand to see what Tano is, targeting. And get over as close to Ick as I can to try to help him up.
I think you can get that far. Well, technically, you can use your full movement action. Ick's technically like right here, and this guy's technically right there, like dangling. You can get that far, but you have to take the dash action, and so technically, you don't have an action left. So you're there. Okay. Yeah. Lita?
Because she's a little hurt that Tano didn't laugh at the joke that she thought was so funny. She's gonna, with her severed hand, she's gonna, not her severed hand, but the one that belonged to the other guy. She'll pout over 35 feet towards Ick, hoping that when she retells the joke, he'll give her some kind of a reaction. And as she sees him dangling, she's like, "Oh my god, hold on!" And she's gonna try to reach the arm out to him to see if that's like an extension that he can hold on. But she can pull him back in.
Right. Ick. You got friends close by. You've got a corpse dangling on you, which is tangled in the very rope that you're on. And you've got a severed hand being extended even further. I'm just going to, for flavor's sake, say technically you were able to move even to that edge there. And you've got the hand just dangling out over the side.
All right, so to get a hand back, I'm going to drop my sword. It's just a sword. It's not a... Yeah, it's just a long sword. It's not fancy or anything. I mean, I couldn't sheath it from here. I feel like I'm a little involved. And I'd like to, with my hand, kind of rummage in this guy's like jacket vest to see if I can find a copy of that flyer.
I mean, I will say this guy is, like I said, attached to the rope. Remember, he kind of tangled himself up there?
Yeah.
So do you want to rummage through there before pulling yourself up? That's what I'm just trying to
I just think it'd be cooler. It would be cooler. Come up with it, and then I could just cut him and let him down. Let him down.
Pull a sleight of hand. Pull a sleight of hand for me.
That I'm good at. Boom. 22.
Oh.
You do. You find. You do find a notice, as well as you are able in that to find a pouch with 3 gold pieces.
I want to kind of just anchor myself a little more with my feet, like around his waist or whatever, and then start reaching up for things, for ropes, and I'm not touching the dangly hand. It's gross.
So you get this, what you feel is a piece of paper, and you feel kind of like wrapped around it a small coin purse. You tuck that in your own pocket, and then you just put out your own hand. And Hasty Jane, you're right there. Or actually, I guess it's Tano's turn. Tano?
Tano is actually going to turn. See that Ick is probably fine. Tano's actually going to turn back to T3 and cast a special spell that will take 1 minute to finish.
Okay. So Tano is casting a spell. Hasty Jane, would you like to grab its extended hand and pull him back to safety?
Yes.
All right, you do that. we will be out of combat now. You've secured Ick. You've pulled both him and this corpse up to this road. The horses haven't really had anywhere to go. They've been scared and just kind of huddled together as best as they could, as this world is not very wide here. As they're getting settled, and Ick has this paper and he's getting unfurled, and Lita's still got this hand that nobody's taking, and she's just kind of like, hey, come on, who needs a hand? Tano, you are able to finish casting your spell.
In the corpse of T3, the little halfling starts to animate and rise to their feet. And
All right.
Tano will command them to round up his horse.
Okay. So you command this corpse of a dwarf to wrangle your horse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The corpse. I mean, fill me in, just fill the audience in. What are we casting here? Did I miss that
This
part?
is a spell called Animate Dead, and for the next 24 hours, this corpse does my bidding. And I can cast this once a day to continue its servitude. I can do this up to 4 creatures, and 1 spell a day will continue to have them. It's like having a servant.
Yeah. Again, folks, I'm the villain? I don't get it. We've got someone slapping him, just like...
This is merely self-defense, and they must pay for disrupting the...
When did they attack? They attacked after your people attacked.
They hit Tano.
They threw me on the ground first.
Your horse threw you on the ground. Your
no.
inability to control a horse threw you on the ground.
I don't remember. That's not how the story... That's not how it's going to go at the tavern.
Tano's currently bleeding, so when we call the authorities...
You're going to call the authorities?
No, but if they show up and you see a giant bloody lockdown...
Around the corner at that very moment comes... what do we have here? No. Okay, so this dwarf goes over. I'm going to roll something, because that's what I get to do. Horse is hesitant to let this bloody creature, but it's not... I mean, while it is undead, it's only recently dead. Mm-hmm. And so it's not a zombie by any means. Mm-hmm. So, able to corral said horse named Horse. And your ride's ready to go. Ick, we're going to jump back to you as you look at this parchment. On the parchment, you see what looks to be a very familiar face. It looks like it's Tano, but it is a little different. The robes, for example, and what looks to be a leafy crown of some sort sit on top of this Loxodon's head.
Is there any text anywhere on this thing?
Yes. You have the standard wanted at the top. You have a reward of 1,000 gold. And you have a single name, Seidel.
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 Tano.
Yeah.
You know a Seidel? Or you got a kind of holly wreath crown or something? Why do you ask? Because this man looks like you.
Shit. Tana will walk over, look at the parchment. That's who it is, isn't it, DM? That is, that would be my brother. Yeah.
Why is he trying to get got?
God damn it. He upset some people, and they're trying to find him, and I'm hoping to find him before they do. That's actually why I'm out here.
All right. So, I guess the question we got to ask ourselves is, did these folk come from Ataraxia, or did they come from Hasty Jane's boyfriend's way?
I'd be surprised if they came from my land, but either way, it means that he's around here. Somewhere. And, I'm sorry to say this, but I actually might need y'all's help.
When's the last time you saw him?
A few years ago. He ran off as soon as the word got around that, he was going to get executed.
What'd he do?
He ran. Pissed off the wrong people. Sometimes you just piss off the wrong people.
Well, what can we do to help?
Well, so far this land knows of 2 Loxodons. One is currently covered in bruises and cuts and has a new friend there with horse. And the other one, well, somewhere around here. Start asking. Start looking. Oh yeah, and if anyone has any potions of healing, I would highly appreciate that. Nope. Okay, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Maybe we just take. Maybe we just take a little nap. Just rest for a little bit.
Gleeta's gonna rummage through her. She's gonna put the hand down so she can rummage through her, and she's going to hand Tano 1 potion of healing.
It's 2d4 plus 4, correct?
Mr. Tan? Yeah, I think so. Minus that.
That's plus 7. Thank you, Gleeta. You was asking?
Mr. Tano, if this is your brother, and he just made some people mad, couldn't he just say I'm sorry? It's not that hard.
I mean, sure, but Gleeta, there are people who are, as they say in common, assholes. and you can't reason with an asshole. You're full of shit.
So, you and your brother, you guys don't get along?
Actually, we're pretty close, to be honest with you. We have different ways of expressing ourselves and how we think about the world, but overall, we're family. I actually followed him to the main city many years ago. Look up to the man.
What he did to these people that he made upset, was he doing the right thing, or?
Yeah, I suppose it's important to tell you. Where I come from, and recent events not pertaining to this, the people in charge of my city were preparing to attack a defenseless people. Through the work I do, we are allowed to get soldiers into the right places, and pretty soon the attack was going to go off. My brother decided to blow the whistle before it could happen. He didn't blow loud enough. Nothing really changed. There's some people who want him to be silenced before he can blow any louder.
So the people of your town, the ones that put out the warrant for him, then?
1,000 gold? It'd have to be those people.
Well, we're family now. Just like you and your brother, so of course we'll help you.
Yeah, we'll do anything to help.
Appreciate it.
We just gotta find him first, right?
Yep. And, this bastard's been kind of difficult for me. Which is why I'm all the way out here where I'm the only one. But, can't be too hard to find now. I think I'm probably going to continue to get jumped a few times, but as long as y'all continue to shoot in the melee and push people off cliffs and high five or someone's about to die, I think we'll be completely fine. Yep.
Mr. Chano, if you're worried about people coming after you because, you and your brother look alike, maybe we can make some minor changes to your appearance. Just so, we can just say you look nothing like the poster.
You know what, Lita?
With your ears, we can maybe tie them back. And we can use ribbons to put them in, a bow to hold them in place. I can do a glitter makeover. I can see if Merku has made different colors.
You know what? How about this? How about we table that? We'll write it down and we'll table that.
Okay.
We'll brainstorm more options. How about after I sit down and recover, we can figure out how you can make me not look like me.
Yeah, it's just temporary. I'll start writing down ideas.
She's gonna walk back over to Your Majesty.
For the record, glitter is not the idea.
But it'll make him look different. There's no glitter on the poster.
Shauna just looks over to Ick. Please make sure she don't put glitter on.
There's no glitter on the poster. She's not wrong about that. All right, let's get back up on that horse.
Yep.
After a riveting discussion, y'all saddle back up. Having learned a little bit more about your peace cleric. And you see clouds up above take an interesting shape. And it reads, Elite Trooper 348 has subscribed. Once again, they're on a 2-month streak, but they've subscribed for a total of 40 months to the DAT network, so thank you so much.
Elite Trooper? Wow.
Thank you very much.
Love to see it.
As you continue to ride along this winding trail, you get back into a part of the mountains that isn't a sheer cliff off to the side, and come to another point where Tano, towards the end of your day, Tano, you, with your perception, just automatically notice there's something a little bit different about this part of the trail. You're on a very clear path, but right there, to your eye, very perceptive as it is, even as the sun is going down and we're at almost that golden hour point where you're wondering where to make camp. You look over and you see a sign of, yeah, that area where the trees grow up a bit. It's almost like there was a road there. It looks like there was a path, and you look amongst the trees and you see that's not a tree. That's a post.
Anna will say, hey guys, hold on. And Anna will head over to that post. Does it say anything?
You're looking up at this post and you see a rusty nail, as if there were 2 nails actually, as if there were signs. You bend down, push aside some of the brush. In fact, you've got a relatively large bush, but you find 2 other very worn pieces of wood. You pick them up, and you can read very faintly on one, ataraxia, and on the other is the name Vermeilen. Vermeillon.
Lamar's an idiot. Why does that sound familiar?
You can roll a history check if you would like.
Yeah, I'll get a history check because
everyone can if you hear the information.
Yeah, Mylan. Why does Mylan sound familiar? John Cena.
Nine.
I mean, maybe my 8 does a thing. I don't know.
I got a 9.
Oh, it's actually 2. I have a -1 in history.
Very good.
I got a 9.
Use your D6.
There we go. Now, yeah, if anyone wants to use a D6, they can.
I don't know if a D6 is going to help my 2.
Oh, I have a 9. I can use mine. 12.
Over 10.
Oh no.
Nope.
Or did you get up to 10?
No, the Hasey's 12 is over 10.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So, Hasty Jane, you're from Am, just to the east of these mountains, southeast. Ick, remind me, Ick, just for my brain's sake, are you from around Ataraxia or not, right?
No, we set up there. I left after all the war and stuff.
Gotcha. So, Hasty Jane, you remember hearing something about a small town named Vermilion. You know you've heard that name before, but you don't remember why.
Okay. I would just say that. Yeah, I heard of it, but I can't seem to remember why. Also, can I see if there's anything I notice about the clouds? You had said that it was an unusual cloud coverage.
Oh, no, that was me being funny and saying that the clouds said that subscription.
Ah!
Clouds are fine. Clouds are totally normal. Sorry for that confusion.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bothering me. Why do I not remember this town?
Well, it might be where we need to go.
Eric, what do you think?
Well, I mean, how far is it? Do we got to get supplied first?
I know I need to rest a bit, but
well, just because I only got food for a day and a half, because I thought we was going home.
Y'all have, yeah, it's the end of your first day. You've got technically 2 more days until you're back in Ataraxia. You've got, you're at the end of the day to think about this problem. If you would like, you could take the night to do so. Or you can investigate further.
Do we know how, from this point, if, like, it's I don't know if you already said it, it's like a day's travel back to Ataraxia?
2 days.
Be roughly 2.
And we don't know how far to the other
island is from here. No.
So yeah, because of your checks, you don't know. There's nothing on the signs that says distance. It just says the name. I would let you all do a survival check if you want to try to determine this point how far a town would be.
On that.
6.
Natural 20 for a 25!
Oh my goodness!
Loxodons get natural advantage to survival.
That's thriving.
Hano?
Yeah.
You look at the mountains around you, and you see that where you are, there looks to be, in the direction of the sign, because you know where Ataraxia is, it's this well-known road. But over here, on this offshoot of a road that you've stumbled upon, yeah, just ahead, it's a bit of a valley. Nestled in these mountains. That would be where I would put a town if I were going in this direction, and I don't know, a couple hours, 4 max. It was probably closer before all this underbrush, and then you look at the underbrush to check it all out, and while you do see the occasional deer or goat, maybe a rabbit or a claw that could have been a wolf or a fox, you don't know. You do see the occasional, very worn, but their boot print.
Like human size boot print?
Roughly. But it's so faint. And you see sign other than that just says maybe something was moving through here that knew just a little bit more. But you don't know what.
Tana will perceive all of this and then go, look, based on several factors, I'm guessing that the town is just down that valley. A couple of hours before max. I would like to get off the street. Let's go down this road. We'll lose 4 hours max. If it becomes a dud, I'll give you my food. I don't know if you like my food.
4 hours, fine. I was just concerned it was like days off our path. That's fine.
Yeah, it looks about 4.
Well, let's go on an adventure.
All right. And Tana will have his animated dead friend bring the cart around.
Right.
And he's sitting in the back now, like it's a limousine.
Brings the cart around as Tano rides in style. Nick kind of walks ahead and clears a bit. As the group moves, you do have to clear for the cart every now and then. Again, this road doesn't seem to have been trafficked by a cart anytime recently. In fact, Tano, with that survival and everything you were looking in, because you got a nat 20, possibly decades since it was maintained. Very overgrown, but still passable. The stonework is still there. It's just covered with weeds and grass. And as you go on this different pathway, you head towards the valley. The sun no longer sits in the sky. It's gone behind the mountains. There's light, yet, as the sun hasn't totally set in the world, but here in the mountains, going down into this valley, dusk has hit. And we will pick this up next week for the season finale of Discord Odd Jobs. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This has been another fun episode. Wild times, folks. Again, those who weren't here earlier, special day for me. I've had the joy of knowing some of these fine folks for a decade. Jared, in particular, just about now, as I auditioned 10 years ago for Walking in Circles, the beast that began it all. So thank you for joining us on the ride that has been this entire world that we've been able to play in. I'm going to shoot it over to my players right quick to tell you about themselves, but at the same not themselves, because Wendy is going to tell us about Jared.
This right here is the amazing Jared Hoy, who takes care of all the plants and the fishies and the water plants and make all the pretty overlays and graphics for all the shows here on the DAT Network. He works really, really hard, and he streams on twitch.tv/TheRealGobshite, so you should absolutely check him out, because sometimes there's aquarium streams, which we're all here for. There is computer building streams, which we're all here for. And he loves boba, just like me, and that's why we love Jared.
That is why we love Jared. It's so right. Hasty Jane, why do you, Jessabessa, love Wendy?
Why do I love Wendy? Well, let me count the ways. She is awesome. She is nerdy. She talks about movies. She does stuff with her husband that's very fun with the movie couple. You can find her at Wendy Lee's Wonderland. She's nerdy. She's awesome. She has an adorable puppy. She's got some cool Funkos in the backdrop and a barbarian Christmas sweater on today. She is rocking.
Love it. I love it. Lamar, tell me all about Jezebel 1.
This one. This one right here. That's just the best one. It's not just the best one. Someone took Jezebel. Now she has to be Jezebel 1. She's the better one. Remember, Jezebel 1, because she's the better one. Actress, eating. There's a whole bunch of shit. She has Instagram. That's Jezebel. She wears glasses sometimes. Today, glasses. Sometimes, no glasses. She also sometimes does other things at other places at other times. You should always follow them on social media at what? Jezebel.
Thank you, Lamar, for your passion that you bring
today.
every week.
Why am I
We all are.
insane today?
It's the fumes. It's the fumes. The fumes have done it all. And then, Jared, why don't you tell us? I mean, we just saw one of the many reasons why we love Lamar, but tell us even more.
Yeah. I love that I have to follow Lamar. That's Lamar the con guy. You know him here on Twitch and on Twitter and on other things, Instagram, I'm sure, TikTok maybe. He's talking about it. He's a comedian, cool guy. I've been friends with Lamar for about 10 years, actually.
Award-winning comedian.
Award-winning comedian. You'll find him at conventions like the Anime Expo, like WonderCon, on panels as a guest, showing up, being an authority. You'll find him dancing in our chat. When in doubt, roll Lamar's. It's the best thing ever. Right here on Twitch, Lamar the Con Guy. He plays a lot. He's on a couple TTRPG podcasts too. He talks about things. I don't know what they are by title because there's so many of them. If you like sass on Twitter, you can follow Lamar. Sometimes he's sassy. If you like to see Lamar terrorize people every other Monday right here on the DAT Network, he GMs The Dice is Right. And if you're unfamiliar, you just got to tune in and find out how much Franklin costs, because I got a guess, but I'm wrong.
Is it
Now
5?
Nathan talk. Not 5.
Well, folks, that's pretty much it from us here at the DAT Network tonight. Thanks for tuning in for all the madness. Again, remember, hey, Gary K532 gifting a sub to Jezebel 1. Right before the end.
Jezebel 1.
That's helping with our sub goal, our all of our goals, folks. We do it for you. We have fun in the meanwhile while we do things that we do. Next week's the finale. Tomorrow on the DAT Network, Avatar Legends Book 1 Harvest is back. Then on Friday, we've got Shambhala. Saturday, Kings of Dirt. Sunday, Voyage of the Siren Song. Monday, Dice is Right. Pretty much you're set. Set, folks. We did it. We scheduled all the programming you need to consume ever. Thank you again. I'm Nathan Andrzejczyk, and I will see you next week.
I guess that's the outro. Right, bye.